Beehive Sports Podcast is powered by Swing Juice. Visit swingjuice.com. Promo code Beehive20, 20% off your order. Do want to say thank you. I just actually checked my login for that promo code, and we had some good purchases throughout December. So looks like some golfers are going to be opening some nice polos on Christmas Day. UConn, what do you think of that?
I love it. Love it. Best season of the year.
It is the best season of the year. Episode 40, Christmas edition. Santa Sketty is here to pass out some gift cards from Amazon and the Peppermill. We open up with more on the NFL COVID outbreak and carry that into NFL playoff talk. In This Week in Sports History, we ask the trivia question that will determine the winner of the Peppermill gift cards. So that's the first one we're giving away, and that will be at the beginning of This Week in Sports History. We'll give a hint right now. The question has ties to the show. So if you pay attention to things and comments and stuff along those lines, you might be able to get this one right. Then obviously we're going to give you the 5 fast facts. In the things that sting, we have follow-up in the Alden Smith and Barkevius Mingo cases, as well as some new material. And in My Hive, all 66 people who qualified for the Amazon gift cards will enter Sketty's Elimination Chamber. Let's go.
Welcome to the Beehive Sports Podcast. Here are your hosts, Joe and Sketty.
This week's opening segment brought to you by Napoli's. Hungry, watching the game? Call Napoli's at 814-723-7455. Open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., located in North Warren. Pickup or delivery available. Wow. So, Merry Christmas Eve, right?
Yep. Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. We're entering the time warp that I talked to you about on one of the previous episodes. So it starts December 26th is the time warp where nobody knows what the fuck is going on until after New Year's Day.
I feel like I've already been in the warp, man. It's like I'm just lost. What day of the week it is? What's going on? Yeah, it's bad.
There's nothing wrong with that. But
I thought all day, like yesterday, I was thinking today was Christmas Eve. It's rough.
Yeah, it's I just feel like when we get into that time between Christmas and New Year's, I don't know what day it is. I don't know if I have to work. I don't know if is it too early to start drinking? No one knows.
Never.
No one knows the answers to any of that stuff. So today we got some giveaways as promised. If you followed the Facebook page, which I'm sure you did, that's why you're here. In sports history, at the beginning of the segment, we will be asking a trivia question. Sketty will be asking the trivia question, and it is relevant to the show. That's the only hint you are getting. That'll be at the beginning of that segment. And then in My Hive, at the end of the show, we have 3 Amazon gift cards. And the way we're going to do it is I've created a list, and I did it randomly, so it's not like in order of who liked it or anything like that. But people who liked and shared the post and liked the page, I compiled a list. Everybody was assigned a number. It is 1 through 66, and Sketty is going to spout off numbers, and as he spouts them off, we're going to eliminate them, and the final 3 remaining will be crowned the $25 Amazon gift card champions. Pretty simple.
Nothing to it.
Nothing to it at all. So let's get rolling with opening. Thank you, too, to everybody who did like and share that post. Really appreciate all of that. 66 is pretty good for us. I was pretty pleased with that. So, and it brought more people to the page, which was the goal. Going to continue to do some drives like that to try and get that page up to 1,000 or so. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And then there was also one person who followed the instructions on 2 of the pages to try and double dip. I won't mention her name, but perhaps I'm married to her, and everybody knows she does not need any more access to free shit on Amazon.
I was just going to say Amazon gift cards. I'm surprised they're still sitting around.
I had to hide them. I hid them from her. That's why they still exist. Otherwise, I'd been speeding to Lowe's right before the show started. All right, so we're going to get into it. We're going to start off with the NFL COVID protocols. Since the beginning of last week, 221 players have been placed on the COVID-19 reserve list. And obviously that number doesn't reflect the coaches and the staff who are also being placed on those, or just out. I guess they don't really have a list, I don't think. But some teams were hit harder than others. Obviously, we saw the games changed last week, which Goodell said would never happen. But money, it's all about that money. So here's a thought I had, and I'm just going to throw it out there because this is where I stand with the entire thing. To me, the outbreak has 100% validated what Aaron Rodgers and Cole Beasley said regarding the protocols, and that they don't make any sense, and that the safest people to be around in the team facilities were the unvaccinated ones because they were tested daily. So if they had a negative test, they were either sent, or they're good to go. If they had a positive test, they're sent home before they're around anybody. But meanwhile, the vaccinated players take the test at Tuesday, and then not again until the following week, where they could have contracted. And it's pretty clear that that's where the spread is mostly coming from within these organizations, because they're the ones who are still permitted to be around everybody and, still popping positive tests, whether it's a new variant, old variant, I don't know. But it's just, to me, validated what they had to say about it. So what's your thoughts regarding that?
Yeah, it makes no sense. I mean, I think this is a kind of a worldwide thing. These vaccinated people can still contract and spread the disease. When you get vaccinated, you're less likely to go get tested for it. So NFL is not testing these guys. This is what happens. They get it, they spread it. I mean, it's just a recipe for disaster. Everybody should be treated the same, regardless of vaccination status, and might solve some of this problem.
Right, and now they changed the protocols, of course, but damage done. I mean, you had 25 guys on one team who were out because of it. So, and John, I don't think I did. No, I didn't put a graphic up for what Cole Beasley announced on Instagram regarding it, saying that the positive is not, the symptoms aren't what's keeping him out of the game Sunday. It's the rules. And John Feliciano, the lineman for the Bills, who was vaccinated, was hospitalized because of it. And I understand that it's less vaccinated people who are being hospitalized, but the fact of the matter is it can still happen. It's, this isn't foolproof, obviously, but it was just, when I read through that, that really made me think about what Rodgers said about the, sitting outside for 45 minutes in the morning, waiting for his results to come back. Meanwhile, the other guys go in at will, sit there next to guys, eat breakfast. He has to eat alone. And even though he just tested negative, he's still eating by himself, working out by himself. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And I think they were dead right that those guys were legitimately the safest people to be around, throughout that. Hunter chimed in. Baker called him out and said they didn't test till after practice when everyone had been around each other. Yeah, I saw that too. Mayfield was another one who had a lot to say about the protocols. And yeah, it's just a mess. I understand, was there a way for them to do it correctly right off the bat? I don't know. But it seems that they really, push the divide, to keep like a sixth grade dance, you people over here and you people over here. And it clearly is now backfired at the most important time of the season. Like, we're literally at the most meaningful games that these teams are, want their best out there to try and make this playoff push. And then this shit happens. So
Yep.
Moving on, though, this is brief. I just wanted to put this up here because I thought this was fucking hilarious that I read this the other day. I mean, everybody knows the Pro Bowl sucks anyways. It has for a number of years now, probably over a decade since the game's become not competitive and just really stupid. It's watered down. There's nothing to it. And I get it. These guys don't want to get hurt or whatever, but that didn't stop the guys in the 90s from beating the hell out of each other.
Yeah, ever since Sean Taylor, killed the Buffalo punter there, it's been
Brian
downhill
Mormon.
ever since. Yeah,
Hasn't been good. Hasn't been good since.
downhill ever since.
But the one example that I saw that I just thought was funny, and I'm not like huge on Pro Bowl snubs and being pissy about that. Like if it's a guy on the Bills, I don't care. Maybe they do. Doesn't make a difference to me. I'm probably not watching that game anyway. But Lamar made it as an AFC quarterback over Josh Allen. And I just want to throw these numbers out there for the world to see. Lamar passing 2,882 yards. Allen 3,734. Rushing, of course, Lamar has 767, Allen 555. So he has them there, which shouldn't really factor into the whole quarterback piece. But hey, what the fuck do I know? Total touchdowns, Allen 35, Lamar 18. That's 31 passing versus 16 passing. Allen actually has more rushing touchdowns than him, 4-2. So, and also his completion percentage is 65, Lamar 62. So every stat except for rushing yards, he's been better than Lamar Jackson, but doesn't get into the Pro Bowl.
Wins matter.
They have the same amount of wins.
Well, now they had to start Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, so Lamar doesn't even have as many wins as Allen does this year. So
I don't know. It's a popularity contest. You let fan voting into this stuff,
But it only counts for like a third of the whatever. Yeah. I don't know. But just insane to me. Yep. All right, so here we go. This is where it's going to get real good here because there's just a lot of shit to discuss regarding the NFL and the playoff scenarios that are going on. This is pretty interesting stat I read today. The number of teams in the playoff mix currently at this point in the season is at an all-time high. This has been the season with the most parity ever.
The Giants are still alive somehow.
No. Yes. Wait.
I think they were they're the last team that's still alive. Which I don't know if they can win the division somehow.
So I have the breakdown. Yeah, the Packers are the only team in at this point, officially in. And eliminated so far are the Jags, my boys in Detroit, the Lions, the Texans, Jets, and Bears. So those are the 5 who are not they're done for. So we're going to start off with the AFC. All right, and we're just going to kind of go through each team as they're seated currently, who they have left. The Chiefs come in at number 1 right now in the AFC at 10-4. They're 1 game up on the Patriots and Titans. The number 1 seed. They have the Steelers, Bengals, and Broncos to go. So not an easy way out for the Chiefs by any means. The Patriots coming in at the 2 seed, 9-5, lead the AFC East. They have the 2 seed. They lead the AFC East at 9-5, but they host Buffalo this week, which is for first place. So the Bills, that's a huge game for both teams.
Yep.
They have because following that, they have the Jaguars, which I would love to say some negative shit about, but they beat Buffalo.
Anything could happen.
And it was one of Urban Meyer's 2 career NFL wins. So. And then they have Miami, streaky Miami. Plus, they play the Patriots well just about every time. It must be something about that matchup. But they even used to play them well when Brady was there. So then we get to the 3 seed. Current 3 seeds, the Titans, 9-5. 1 game lead over the Colts, but swept them. So if there's a 2-team tie between those two, the Titans obviously will have the edge because they've defeated them twice, and they're gonna
lose at least 1 more game
tonight.
Yeah,
Darren Francisco says otherwise. He says Colts are going on a run.
I kind of agree. I agree with Darren. I think the Colts are going to end up winning that division. Now AJ Brown's supposed to be back tonight, so that'll help a little bit, but I don't know if they got the magic in them to. Although when you finish out with after the loss to San Francisco tonight, they play the Dolphins and then the Texans, so they should get one loss, one win. Miami's a toss-up.
Well, even with the Texans beat them in Week 11, 22-13.
Yep.
So Titans ain't out of the woods yet either. Yep. I mean, that's a tough, like I said, and that's what we previously talked about before the show. And everybody who's listening will see as we go through these teams, none of them have like a clean 3 games to get into the playoffs, specifically in the AFC. Airtight AFC North. The Bengals are in first at 8-6, but the Ravens are also 8-6. The Week 7 matchup, the Bengals took 41-17, and they host the Ravens this Sunday. So there's another that current tie of record will be broken, given unless there is an actual tie. And then the Bengals have the Chiefs and the Browns to follow that. In the 3 current wild card spots, Colts, Chargers, and Bills in that order. Colts 8-6 need 2 losses out of. Let me see what I wrote here. I can't even read my own writing sometimes. They need 2 losses out of Tennessee and to win out for them to get the South is the way my math figured it to be because of that sweep. And they're heading to the desert Saturday for a game against the Cardinals. So that's 2 Saturday games are going to be pretty good. I'm actually excited for those. Colts and then Browns Packers is another one that's going to be fun to watch. But remaining after the Cardinals, the Colts have the Raiders and the Jags. So streaky Raiders, you never know which team you're going to get. And the Jags, I think, the Colts should be able to handle business against them. Chargers, looking at the 6th seed right now at 8-6. They lost ground last week with the loss to the Chiefs. That would have put them, a game back from them. Or no, it would have tied. They would have been tied.
Yeah, they would have been leading the division.
Yeah, I think so too. And they got the Texans, Broncos, and Raiders remaining. So that's not a terrible way out for the Chargers. But again, the Broncos and Raiders, both divisional matchups. You never know which team's going to show up with those two. And then the Bills coming in at 7, 8-6, huge game Sunday against New England, and then 2 home games to finish out, Falcons and the Jets. The Bills actually control their own destiny for the AFC East. If they win out, they win the AFC East, regardless of what New England does. Well, even if they go 2-1 in their final 3, with the loss being to Buffalo, the head-to-head will be 1-1, and a win out for Buffalo would put them at 5-1 in the division. The Pats would drop to 3-2, and then with the Dolphins week 18, 3-3 or 4-1 or 4-2. So it's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, well, I think they got. I mean, I would say Buffalo's. With Atlanta and the Jets, I think they got a really good chance to get in, but they did lose to the Jags. Like, I feel the most confident that Buffalo is going to get in of these wild card teams, but I could be wrong. That Jags game makes me a little hesitant to say it.
Yeah. I don't know which team's going to show up at this point either with them. So I'm kind of just, where I'm at with it is just hope for the best each week. My confidence, like last year when they were rolling, there wasn't really anybody that they put them up against that I was like, it's a for sure loss. In fact, throughout most of the end of the regular season, I figured it was for sure wins, and they did. But it's just a different team this year. I don't know why or what is happening, but sometimes the offense is clicking, and other times it looks like they just have no interest in even being there. So to wrap up the AFC conference, though, what we were saying earlier is how it's just such a log jam. They're on the bubble for the playoff teams. 6 teams with records ranging from 8-6 to 7-7, and that includes the 7-6-1 Steelers. So just real quick to go through them, the Ravens 8-6 have the Bengals, Rams, Steelers remaining. Steelers 7-6-1, and of course, to those who don't know this, probably should if you don't. 7-6-1 puts you ahead of 7-7. Your winning percentage is still better, clearly, because a tie is not a loss. But the Chiefs, Browns, and Ravens are who they have remaining. Raiders 7-7 have the Broncos, Colts, Chargers, Dolphins after a 1-7 start, now 7-7. Never even would have thought they'd be in this conversation right now.
Correct. Yep.
Incredible run that they're on. 6 straight wins, and they got the Saints, Titans, and Patriots left. Browns 7-7. They got the Pack.
I thought the Browns were going to the Super Bowl this year. It was a lock. It was a lock.
It was a lock.
The playoffs were a lock. What do you mean they're on the bubble?
My, how the turntables.
They might be the first team that I can remember that could benefit from Cincinnati running the table, having the division locked up, and then resting guys the last week so Cleveland gets in against a bunch of backups again. It could happen. Out there.
Yeah, well, they got to get through the Packers, the Steelers this week and next, and then hope for the best against the Bengals. But I think they have one of the toughest roads out of anybody because Packers are the best team in the league. The Steelers are just never go away. Yeah.
Yep.
And the Bengals have looked good. So, and then you have the Broncos, like I said, they got Colts, Chargers. I only wrote 2 down, so I don't know who the hell they're.
I think I had I think they have the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Chiefs.
Yes. Wait, no, they don't play the Chiefs, do they?
Last week 18, I believe.
I'll pull it up real quick, but you might be right.
That's what I have.
Who are we looking at again? The
Broncos, yep.
Denver. Raiders this week. And yeah, you're right. Yeah, Raiders, Chargers, Chiefs to end it. So it's just another, who the hell knows. So Sketty, who rises though? Who do you think comes out of this 3-game scenario and heads to, more January football?
It's really tough. I think, Kansas City, New England are going to get in. I think Tennessee still gets in, even though they might not win the division. I really think Colts are almost locked to get in. The Chargers are going to get in. The Bills are going to get in. Then it kind of gets iffy. The Bengals, just a real tough road out. That whole, someone's got to win that division. And I don't know who it's going to be. All 4 of those teams are alive. I kind of feel like outside chance Pittsburgh can do it. I hate to say it, but if they get by Kansas City, anything could happen.
If they get by Kansas City, I'd entertain that as well. But
yeah,
you have to have 10 wins to get in, I think.
Baltimore has a tough, Cincinnati, they have to win that game, and then they have to beat the Rams, who are playing pretty hot right now. I mean, honestly, Miami might, especially this week, play New Orleans, who's got to start. I don't even remember who they're starting now with Hill and Simeon on the COVID list. I can't remember the guy's name. It's like the backup quarterback. So Miami might have a little easy road in if they
New Orleans. You said,
yeah, yep.
Ian Book is starting.
Yeah, Ian Book. That's it. Yep. Yeah. So Miami kind of, Tennessee doesn't really impress me right now, but
no.
It's going to be just.
I'd love to see them get bounced, to be honest with you. But
so many of these teams play each other. It only takes 1 week, somebody pulling an upset, and it changes everything. It's going to be crazy in the AFC.
Yeah, it is. So with that, we'll move on into the NFC playoff picture. And this is more up your alley, of course, being an NFC guy.
Little follow this one a little closer.
So, yeah, this one's not nearly as jammed up. There's still, like I said, there's more teams in playoff contention at this point than there ever has been. But in the NFC, 5 of the teams, they're still technically, so not mathematically eliminated. 5 of them are under 500 right now. So it's going to be tough they're into the scenarios where they need, these 10-4, what do we got? 10-4, 8-6, and 7-7 make up the wild card records right now. They need some crazy shit to happen to those teams.
Yeah.
Like 49ers, Vikings specifically. So But we'll get into them. The Pack, obviously,
They're in.
11-3. They're already in. They've clinched. They still don't have the 1 seed locked up, but they have a 1-game lead. And remaining on their schedule is the Browns, Vikings, and Lions. So pretty favorable. Although I do believe one of their 3 losses is to the Vikings. So that second matchup will be pretty key, especially for the Vikings in their situation. But the Cowboys are 10-4, current 2 seed. They have. Oh, this was something I wanted to explain too, because I was looking at this and it just confused the shit out of me for a minute. Cowboys are currently in the 2 seed with the Bucks at 3. And I'm like, how's this possible? The Bucks beat them week 1. Well, what I didn't look at was one team down. The Cardinals are also 10-4.
It's three-way tie.
Three-way tie goes to conference record. Is the first tiebreaker for that. So that's why that situation looks the way it does right now. And the Cowboys have Washington and Arizona. So 2 of the teams that are battling for seeding will play each other next week. And then the Cowboys end the season with the Eagles. Bucks 10-4. Go ahead.
Well, I was to say Dallas needs 1 win to clinch the division, though.
Right. Yeah.
Philly's 7-7, so 1 win, they clinch the division. They're in.
Right. The remaining, is just for the seeding.
Yep.
And then you have the Bucks 10-4. Shocking loss last week. It was pretty cool though that it got Tom Brady so mad that he crushed the tablet and told a coach from the Saints to go fuck himself.
There's a very outside scenario where they don't win the division.
Well, with the injuries that they just had in that game too, it's not doing Brady any favors. That's for sure.
I agree, and I kind of thought maybe it happens, but then when you look and you see that they have the Panthers twice and the Jets are their last 3.
Yeah. Their road in is extremely smooth.
I'm pretty sure they get one of those. Plus, with Ian Book starting at quarterback for the Saints, they'd have to win out also for that scenario to happen. So Tampa Bay is going to get in.
Okay. So you're talking if they both go 10-7, which is what the Saints would have to do.
Yeah, because they beat them twice, so they would win the division then. But they're going to be in regardless. I think anyway.
Cardinals 10-4 have the Colts obviously Saturday, and then the Cowboys and Seahawks remaining after that. So that's another. Well, I guess, we had already mentioned that with the Cowboys, but those 2 teams battling for seeding and play each other next week. The Rams command the first spot in the wild card at 10-4, which they're not out of the mix to win the West either.
Yeah. Yep.
With the Vikings, Ravens, and 49ers remaining, that's also not an easy way out. You're looking at 3 potential playoff teams that they have left. 49ers 8-6, 5 out of the last 6 winners. Titans, Texans, Rams to finish it out.
They really have to do something screwy to not get in, just because they hold tiebreakers over Minnesota and Philadelphia, who are right behind them. So they'd have to really fall apart. I'm talking like go 1-2, maybe 0-3 to not get in.
Well, the road for them starts in 2 hours. So
yeah, well, they're going to win that one. And it's over. Once they win this tonight, they're basically in. Punch the ticket.
Vikings, the last seed in the wild card, currently at 7-7. They got the Rams, Packers, and Bears to go. So 2 tough games, and then the Bears.
Yep.
So they're going to have to really work to earn that spot, especially with the Eagles and Saints nipping at their heels. And the Eagles' next 2 are the Giants and Washington.
Yep.
And then out with the Cowboys, which week 18 could be a scenario.
Not have anything to play for it. Yep.
Correct. Yeah. Saints 7-7 have the Dolphins, Panthers, Falcons. Like you said, Ian Book's starting. I don't know if that means they're throwing in the towel or if they actually legitimately think Ian Book has the stuff to win them some games. I guess that's something we'll see this week.
Too much COVID list. I don't know who their only healthy quarterback is. He might be it.
Yeah, they were one of the teams that was definitely plagued. So, as I said, the teams under 500 who are still technically in the bubble: Washington, Falcons, Panthers, Seahawks, Giants. But they're, the Giants have to be in a case where if one team wins one game, they're screwed. They're out, right?
Yeah. I didn't look at what their scenario would be, but I would assume they would have to win out, and then I still don't know what the path is. Like they can't lose another game. I think
It-
Seattle can't lose another
It
game.
has to be a list that's like
Yeah, it'd
15
be
pegs
crazy.
long of shit that needs to take place for them to get in.
Ties, it'd be all sorts of crazy stuff in there.
Right. So that's that though with the NFC playoff picture. Who do you got rising through this?
Well, I mean, again, we think, Green Bay's definitely in. Dallas and Tampa are definitely in. I think Arizona and the Rams are almost certainly in. The Niners, I think just by way of tie breaks, they get in. And then the last spot's going to be interesting between Minnesota and Philadelphia. And I just looking at the remaining schedule, I really think Philly's going to sneak into the playoffs.
I think they could too, based off of that. And the thing is, too, is I think the Vikings are the far more talented team
Yeah, yep,
than Philly, but they
I
just
agree.
they have to really, really work.
mean-
In these next 2 weeks with the Rams, who seem to have turned it around a little bit from the little hiccup midseason they
Yep.
had.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. I think the first four and then your top two wild cards as they stand doesn't necessarily mean it's going to fall that way. It could be Arizona in a wild card spot. And 49ers slide in. I think you see three teams from the West. And then I'm with you going Eagles. It's really a nice route that they have to get there.
Minnesota's just tough. And New Orleans, I think I would have in there. They have a pretty easy. Miami's their toughest game, but with Ian Book, I don't know how they get it done.
Yeah, he's a rookie, isn't he? I'm pretty sure he is a rookie this season too.
I can't. He could be.
All right, staying on some football, but moving to the college level, we have Texas A&M not playing in they backed out of the Gator Bowl. COVID outbreak. It was a school decision. This had nothing to do with the NCAA or anything like that. But essentially, they had 38 scholarship players who would have been available for the game, and it seemingly looked like that game was going to end up getting canceled. However, Wake Forest, I believe it was, is who they were playing, went out and fetched an opponent that was approved by the NCAA. So Rutgers is now playing in that game. That'll be on New Year's Eve. So it's pretty cool that they didn't have to scrap the whole game, but too bad for Texas A&M.
Yep.
So obviously, like I said, bowl season is, taking place, but we're still navigating through the games that nobody necessarily gives a shit about. I still watch them, but it's just not, Missouri and Army probably was the best one I've seen so far of all of the bowl games. It actually came down to the final play, last second field goal by Army, got them the win. Tuesday is when we get into some of the ranked teams playing. So that's when it starts, after Christmas is when it always picks up leading up to, and that's another reason why I think that week is such a fucking blur and weird, because it's like Tuesday and there's a noon game.
Yep. Yeah. Just nothing but football.
Nothing but football. And so it's just strange. But other big news out of the NCAA is the new college football COVID policy that was written this week. The College Football Playoff Management Committee made the change. And basically what happens is because of, and I think the Texas A&M game is what sparked this, hey, we need to put something in place in case something happens. So a team could advance to and win the national championship if opponents have to forfeit. The semifinal games will not be rescheduled. If a team cannot play because of COVID, that team forfeits. If both teams who play each other have a COVID outbreak, the other seeded game, if both are healthy and can play, becomes the national championship.
The NFL should take notes. I hope Roger Goodell's watching.
And here was what they said for the national championship. For the actual national championship, if two teams do advance to it, either by way of forfeit or both winning or whatever, and then they have an outbreak, that game can be rescheduled from January 10th is when it's being played. And it can't go any further back than the 14th. So they have a 4-day window that they can reschedule the game in Indy if they have to. But yeah, if Georgia, Michigan, and Bama all go down because of COVID, Cincinnati by default gets crowned the national champs.
That'd be more fraudulent than LeBron's last title with the Lakers.
I'd still be happy about it because it'd just be
it'd be cool, but everyone would,
internet would have an absolute meltdown.
Twitter would be. I might have to get Twitter back if that happens.
Just to watch some stuff.
See. Yep.
So then it gets to the final stage where if nobody can play it, then the championship is booked as a no contest and the title is vacated for the year.
Okay.
So it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, there will be no rescheduling the semis. If two teams can't play, then the other semifinal game will be marked as the national championship. Hunter chimed in, said that Wake Forest is paying Rutgers to play. I mean, that doesn't surprise me, but yeah, they did find the opponent, so definitely doesn't surprise me that that's taking place. Darren Francisco says Fauci gets the trophy if COVID determines the championship game.
Love it.
It's a major award.
Yep.
I like that.
He'd be so
all right,
proud.
what are we on to here? Last couple items we have to touch on before we take our first break. Team Daly wins the PNC championship, and this is the very first time this headline has ever been seen anywhere. You know why?
Yep.
Because I Googled I just wanted the scores.
Mm-hmm.
Every headline was about Tiger and Charlie.
As it should be.
No, it shouldn't. They didn't win.
Yeah. The guy with a broken leg and a 12-year-old almost took down a Division I golfer and one of the greatest athletes of all time.
Freshman Division I golfer.
I will tell you right now, I won't call him Little John because apparently he doesn't like that. So JD2 has hit the ball further than me or you do since he's probably 15 years old.
That's neither here nor there.
Dude drills it every year.
I'm a 17 handicap.
Before Tiger and Charlie came on the scene, like this is what you watched the PNC championship for, was to watch John Daly's kid just freaking rip it.
Okay, question for you. When we did top 5 sports movies, who did you dress as?
Ricky Bobby.
And what does Ricky Bobby always say?
If you ain't first, you're last.
Exactly. So I don't want to hear anything more about Tiger and Charlie. Did you see the belts they got for winning that shit?
Reese Bobby was high when he said that. You could be second, third, fourth.
That's fair.
No, it's awesome. I do like John Daly.
That picture of him smoking a cigarette with his giant gun, he just makes me love golf so much.
Ripping darts and throwing darts. You gotta love it. No, I mean it was very impressive to see him do that. I mean, what they minus 27, like 27 under in a.
I did write it down. Where the hell is it?
I think they were 27 under.
They were 117 total. Charlie and Tiger were at 119. They won by 2 strokes.
Yeah, so like, what's that work out to? They played 36 holes, so they only made 9 pars. That's pretty good in a 2-man scramble.
Yeah,
but Charlie and Tiger, again being 12.
I don't want to take anything away from
to come in second. That's he moves the needle.
Charlie's awesome. There's no doubt about that.
Charlie would probably kick my ass right now.
He definitely would. He'd smoke me.
Oh yeah, he's good.
I wouldn't even play him if he asked me to. I don't think.
Yeah, no chance. That's embarrassing. I don't want to lose to a 12-year-old. I don't care if he is Tiger Woods' kid.
Yeah. Last bit, which will be a quick one before we take our first break. Jake Paul moves to 5-0 boxing, non-boxers. From what I understand, he's issued his next challenge, and it's to another UFC guy.
Yeah, what a shock.
Yeah, he doesn't want anything to do with people who box professionally.
I don't want to go too deep down the wormhole on this, but I still think that Showtime paid off Fury because paid off Fury to not fight him, because Showtime is making a shit ton of money off Jake Paul, and as soon as Jake Paul loses one fight, the cash cow ends. So
that's true.
So I just again,
I was talking who was I talking to? Was it Ryan Mangini? Somebody at basketball last Sunday. We were playing pickup at the Y, and I was talking to somebody, and I think it was Mangini, and we were both like, Fury backing out of that fight, like the way it happened, seemed extremely skeptical.
Yeah, well, I mean, either Showtime paid him off, or he was somehow scared of a YouTuber, which would
No way.
That's
Tyson Fury's like cousin or brother, isn't it? Cousin?
Yeah, it's a brother, I believe.
Brother? Yeah, that dude
I
isn't
believe,
afraid of anybody.
I would assume not, but
and I mean, like you said, you don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole, but I've already traveled it a time or two and reading about this and all this shit, and I wonder if part of the payment that Jake Paul pushes to these guys for participating in this event includes losing. And
yeah, well,
Tommy Fury's like, fuck you, we're gonna fight.
Yep.
I don't know. There's a lot of conspiracy theories out surrounding this, but the bottom line is you pick your opponents, you won't pick a boxer. It's just
that's what screams farce to me. And everyone says I love that comment.
Bye, Hunter. Hunter says the fact that you brought this up, I'm unliking and never watching again. Fact, Hunter has posted about the Jake Paul fight on his personal page like 6 times since it happened. So
he's mad. He's mad, bro.
He must be.
Yeah, I'm again, and there could be some that boxers don't want to fight Jake Paul because if Jake Paul knocks you out,
doesn't look good.
Yeah, you're done. That's over. You're out of it. So it could go both ways.
All right, we're gonna take a break. We'll get back to our first giveaway. Peppermill gift card. This week's opening segment is brought to you by Napoli's. Hungry watching the game? Call Napoli's at 814-723-7455. Open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Located in North Warren. Pickup or delivery available. We'll be right back. Quick break and right into the 5 fast facts in sports history.
Hungry? Watching the game? Order some Napoli's Pizza, voted the best pizza in the Times Observer Reader's Choice every year. Homemade, hand-tossed, delicious hot pizza, stromboli, salads, subs, and so much more. Located in North Warren, come on in or call 814-723-7455 and ask about our specials. Pickup or delivery available 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Again, that's 814-723-7455.
Hi, this is Brian Hagberg, and I wanted to take a moment and tell you about our new website, YourDailyLocal.com. Your Daily Local is your new home for news, sports, and events in Warren County and beyond. Our goal is to cover the people, places, events, and happenings that matter to you in a variety of ways, including writing, video, and audio. And the best part? All of our content is available for free. Head to YourDailyLocal.com to get the news you need when you need it.
Let's take a look back at this week in sports history.
This week in sports history is brought to you by Your Daily Local. Visit yourdailylocal.com for the news you need when you need it. All right, it is time. So we have some people. I hope they are ready to get in the comments. The
first person that answers.
First gift card will be $25 to Peppermill. The first person in the comments who answers this question correctly, I'm going to post it. Sketty's going to read it. He came up with the question. Here it is.
After 1 year with the USFL's LA Express, quarterback Steve Young was drafted by this NFL franchise. Super Bowl winning franchise, I might add.
All right. Now we wait.
Should be blatantly obvious, but we'll see. We'll see.
First person to get it right. So we're going to, I can come back to it because the comments are in order. So while we're waiting for somebody, we'll get to
at the end of the section or
segment. Yeah. We just have to wait for somebody to get it correct. So we'll start with the 5 fast facts. Wait, we got a comment in this regard. Darren Francisco.
Darren San Francisco.
Darren San Francisco, incorrect. Hunter Geckel comes in though strong with the Bucks. Congratulations, Hunter! You just won $25 at Peppermill. I'll get that card to you, Darren. That was the.
Trapped him.
We did trap him. And that was all part of the plan when we discussed the trivia question, and that was the clue we gave out, which was relevant to the show. So we have two ways it's relevant to the show. Sketty being a huge 49ers fan, but also the Tampa Bay mini helmet that people probably wonder why I have that. I'm not a Tampa Bay fan. That is my favorite throwback helmet ever.
Oh, yeah, love it.
So
love it.
I think it was Swanee made me one. I had to make me one. And yeah, I just love that helmet. It's my favorite football helmet. And I put it there proudly. Hunter says Kendall doesn't deserve it after calling Sketty a girl. That is, Sketty's probably unaware of this, but Hunter texted me the other day and said he was listening to the show. And Kendall said, "Who's the girl that Joe has on?"
It's not the first time I've heard that.
I
Answering the phone at Peppermill. Thanks, young lady. It's okay. Appreciate you. I just don't even argue with them. Like, whatever.
Yeah, it's 2021. You can be whatever you want to be.
I once said cartoon voice. I heard. I like that one the best.
All right, so we ready for the 5 fast facts? 1894, the USGA, United States Golf Association, forms in New York. We're part of that.
We are.
And I bet you if we asked that question to Phil at the self-proclaimed historian, I think that he'd probably know that.
He would. We should have had him on for trivia. He would have got Donald Ross trivia out the ass out.
Nobody would know the answer, so we'd never be able.
I don't know the answer yet.
That gift card would be still sitting here.
Yeah, someone would have Googled it.
All right, 1904. Dawson City hockey team begins a 9-day walk to get to a boat to Seattle to catch a train to Ottawa to play the Stanley Cup in January of 1905. They played the Ottawa Silver 7 and they got smoked 9-2. So they went 4,000 miles by way of dog sled, walking, biking, boating, and train just to get a fucking ass beating.
The ride home has to be terrible. Or walk.
It didn't say how they got home. Because it's apparently Dawson City's like in the middle of the Yukon. And
Maybe
it's like
just stayed.
just became members of society in Ottawa. Yeah, that's possible, I suppose. All right, on to number 3. 1976. Minutes after the Baltimore Colts lost a playoff game 40-14 to the Steelers at Memorial Stadium, a single-engine plane crashed into the upper deck, injuring the pilot and 3 passengers. No spectators were in the section. I actually have a couple photos of this, if I can find them. So check this out. Oh, no, maybe it's just one photo. Look at this shit.
That's wild.
Yeah, so if you YouTube the Baltimore Colts Steelers playoff game 1976, there's like a 6-minute video that I watched that has, I don't know if it's the radio or the TV guys, but it's just audio. So maybe it's just the radio guys. And they're actually like, in the midst of getting ready to do this post game, talking about the playoff game that just ended. And they're 6 minutes. They're like, this guy was flying low and then he hit something and we saw him circling earlier, and they're just like going on and on about it. And they like are describing what's happening as it's taking place. It's really interesting to listen to. If it wasn't 6 minutes long, I was going to upload it so that everybody could hear it, but you just have to look that one up on your own. But yeah, it was pretty cool if you get a chance to look at that. No one died. Pilot was injured, 3 passengers injured, but must have been a decent landing in the upper deck of Memorial Stadium. Number 4, 1982, Chaminade, with a student body of 850 students, beats number 1 ranked Virginia 77-72 in a Honolulu Holiday Basketball Classic. So that's got to be like one of the upsets of the century. Like,
it was at the time. Yeah, I was
Wait,
huge.
you know about this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was one of the stupid sports books I had. Like, I think it was like greatest calls ever. So it'd come with like a CD, and you could listen to like the radio call of them calling that out. I think Ralph Sampson was on the team, Virginia. It was just major upset.
Shouldn't have happened.
No.
Pretty neat. All right, let's wrap it up. Number 5. Oklahoma Sooner football program gets 3 years of probation. This is 1988, by the way. 3 years of probation, which included a 2-year bowl ban, no live games for 1 season, and recruiting restrictions for repeated recruiting violations. I think I read it was Barry Switzer who was like losing his mind over that happening, because he said the punishment was like didn't fit the crime.
Yep.
But yeah, the NCAA hammered them for sure.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep.
All right, that wraps it up. Hunter, congratulations. So we have our first Santa Sketty giveaway, $25 Peppermill gift card going to Hunter Geckel. Appreciate you listening. Darren, good try. I'm glad somebody fell into the trap. I know it's at your expense. I apologize for that. But we set the trap, and we just didn't know if it would work, and it worked. But honestly, it's a good guess. You know, that's clearly where his fame came from.
He was only in Tampa for 1 year, I believe, before the Niners went and got him.
Well, I mean, it's where his fame came from, though. You know, that's a really good. Really good guess. So Hunter says, thanks, Santa Sketty.
You're very welcome.
We're going to take a break. This Week in Sports History is brought to you by Your Daily Local. Visit yourdailylocal.com for the news you need when you need it. We are going to take our quick minute and a half, and we will be back with the things that sting.
Jones Pest Control, your hometown pest control company servicing residential and commercial properties in Warren and surrounding areas since 2015. Sean and his crew will work tirelessly to keep your home or business free of insects to rodents and everything in between. Contact Jones Pest Control at 814-230-9548 and set up an appointment today. And remember, ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control, 814-230-9548.
Checkout means sales and services with 2 locations on Warren's east side. Their garage at 800 Lexington Avenue not only services cars sold by Means, but has knowledgeable staff and modern state-of-the-art equipment waiting to serve their hometown of Warren. Whatever you need, including alignments, tires, brakes, yearly or enhanced PA inspections, oil changes, and much more. Make your appointment today at 814-723-7191, extension 2.
It's now time for the things that sting. The worst stories in sports, according to Joe.
This edition of Things That Sting, powered by Jones Pest Control. Ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control at 814-230-9548. That's 814-230-9548. I forgot. While we were on our break, Darren left us a response and said, "Don't patronize me." It's really funny. So this week, things that sting. Like I said, we have a couple old cases and then just a few items that are brand new. So we'll get into the first one being Alden Smith. We talked about him last week. Minimal details last week. This week, more of the story has come out. He was arrested for DUI, felony variety, I do believe. The details emerged that he rear-ended a vehicle that was stopped at a stop sign. When they exited, both, the person he hit and himself exited the cars. He told I'm referring to them as the victim. He told them he cannot have the cops there and offered the victim $1,000 for a ride away from the scene.
Oh, shit.
Solid move. When police did show up, Smith refused testing. The victim did complain of pain in their back, wrist, knee, leg, and foot. The judge ordered Alden Smith to wear an alcohol monitor. The alcohol detection device would be similar to what Henry Ruggs is wearing. And that's as part of his release from custody. So he is out of jail, but he's due back in court in January. So that guy just can't get out of his own way. But really, really interesting about the offering the victim $1,000.
Yeah,
Pretty
smooth move.
Yeah, idiot. What else we got here? Barkevius Mingo. So this was a while ago. We talked about Barkevius Mingo was charged. Well, yeah, he was facing a charge of indecency with a child, and the details of that were actually extremely disturbing. However, a Tarrant County grand jury in the state of Texas returned a no bill dismissing the charge, saying the case that will not move forward because there was not probable cause that the crime took place. So I don't know. Sometimes the way these things work out, you never know. If he didn't do it, good. That's good. Thank God he didn't, because it's gross. But it's shitty for him still, because this is the type of thing that just follows you for the rest of your life. He's never going to be looked at anything different. So, yeah, that's the way that case. So that one's done. There will be no more Barkevius Mingo talk unless he does something stupid again. NHL, the International Olympic Committee tells athletes that any positive COVID test in China will need 2 negative tests that are 24 hours apart. If the Olympic athlete fails to do that, there will be a 3 to 5 week quarantine in China. You can't leave.
Shock.
Yeah. So the NHL and the NHLPA got together and said, we're out. They aren't going to risk anything like that taking place, because clearly when they get done with the Olympics, they're right back to their regular season games. So, yeah, I was reading that a lot of the guys were pretty bummed about that ruling by the IOC. Because that pretty much tied the hands of the NHL and NHLPA to say, okay, yeah, we can't do this. So NHL is out. The Winter Olympics, like one of the probably the most watched and most exciting events, just got not as exciting, because we're not going to see the best in the world play. We're going to see probably college students be similar to what it was back in the day. So. Too bad. This was one that I found that there was some stuff that I didn't actually know about, but Bam Margera, and I'll throw him out here because he's a skateboarder. I think, it's just extreme sport, and everybody, my age or a little bit younger grew up with Bam in their life in one way or another.
Oh yeah, Jackass. And what was it? I can't remember his show on
CKY
MTV.
CKY was how it all started. The CKY videos is what caused Jackass to exist. But he is in rehab, I guess, and it's like a severe case of addiction, to the point where his stipulations in there are extremely strict. They had to take his phone from him. So he's in some intense rehab right now. And in the midst of, while he's in rehab, he's also in a legal battle over the Jackass Forever, because apparently there's a new Jackass coming out.
Yeah. Yep. I saw that.
It's called Jackass Forever. Bam Margera is set on stopping that from happening due to a wrongful termination. Listed in the lawsuit was, I believe, Paramount Pictures, MTV, Johnny Knoxville. So must be some bad blood going on there now. I didn't get into too much of the details about it, but what I did find was that Bam was high on cocaine and attacked a woman in a hotel room in October. And that's when he got placed into the rehab, was immediately following that. So sad story, because, that's a dude, that, like I said, he was on everybody my age's TV while we were teenagers, watching him, injure himself and do stupid shit. And it's just too bad that that's where it's at right now. Brady's shutout streak ends. This one doesn't really sting for me,
No, I love it.
but it does for him.
Is
So
it- Is this our happy note that we're ending on?
nope. I do have a happy note we're ending on though.
Oh, I
And
thought this was it.
nope. This is this just makes me happy because 225 games without being shut out.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you,
2005.
it pisses me off a little bit because I have Mike Evans going to my fantasy first week matchup. He got hurt. Godwin gets hurt. Fournette gets hurt. It was a pretty big loss outside of the shutout.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was, but the fact that he hasn't been part of a team who was shut out since 2005 is just fucking crazy to me.
Yep. Well, that's what happens when who is their best receiver left? Gronk, who's a tight end
Right now,
Yeah. Well, I mean
Oh,
that
yeah.
game. I mean, who stepped?
Yeah.
Who I don't even know who came in. Tyler Johnson, Scotty Miller. Who's been inactive for weeks. The coach's decision. So the odds were against them. I don't know if it even really counts.
Getting back to Bam real quick, Darren Francisco chimes in, says losing Ryan Dunn broke him. I agree with that. I think that that started the downhill for a lot of it. And Darren, again, AB is back this week. So, yes, that is his best receiver. And
Evans isn't ruled out yet, but it doesn't look good. I expect him to bounce back a little bit. But, that's what it takes is losing your, 3 of your top 4 weapons in the game for him to be shut out. It's just wild. It's just wild.
This is just crazy. It's 2005.
Well,
I was 22.
Right? I was still in high school. Oh, no, I guess 2005. I would have been fresh out of high school.
Fresh out of high school.
Yep. Well,
the Tennessee Titans. I'm making this a Sting story from now on because it seems to keep happening. They danced on the Steelers logo or had a little meeting on the Steelers logo prior to the game. So the Raiders taught them nothing. This never works.
No.
So
No.
what's the big idea here?
I don't understand it.
They don't have an idea.
Yeah, like you would think as players you would come together and say, let's just not do that. Maybe after the game, if you win.
Yeah, after
then
the
go
sure.
celebrate on it.
Yeah. And then everybody can call you dicks afterwards, but you look like bigger dicks when you do this and then get your ass beat.
Yep.
The Ohio Department of Education has confirmed. They've announced their confirmation. There, how's that sound?
Okay, I like it.
They've announced their confirmation that Bishop Sycamore was a scam.
Welcome to the party.
Yeah, right.
I thought we knew that.
We knew that the weekend they played that team on ESPN and got smoked.
That's your tax dollars at work, folks.
Yeah.
Come on.
Ohio, baby.
Oh, my God.
Taking L's left and right. I told you we'd end on a good note because it's Christmas. So we're ending the things that sting with a positive story. And I have a photo to share of this also. In the Bills-Panthers game on Sunday, Stephon Diggs scored a touchdown at the front right pylon. The team runs over to the crowd. Spencer Brown, being the good friend that he is, said Diggs looked thirsty after he caught that touchdown. He snags a fan's beer, pours it on Diggs, then he drinks some, tosses the can. So Diggs and Spencer Brown get together, and they're like, they understand that $15 beers are fucking outrageous, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So they said, well, let's help this guy out. Bam, 6 cases of Bud Light hand delivered by Spencer Brown to the fan. His name was Richard Donahue. He's a season ticket holder of 40 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool, I thought. And, given the Christmas spirit and all that happy horse shit, I thought we'd throw it on here. But that's going to wrap up the things that sting. So it's Elimination Chamber time. We're going to take a quick break. This edition of the Things That Sting was powered by Jones Pest Control. Ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control, 814-230-9548. That's 814-230-9548. Minute and a half break. Do you need a longer break? Or are you good?
Nope, minute and a half should be good.
Let's do it. Icy Ink in Warren is a great place for personalized gift ideas. They offer custom screen printing, embroidery, and specialize in youth fundraisers. Online stores are available. Check them out on Facebook or at icyink.com. That's ICYYinc.com. No setup fee for youth sports or organizations. Located on Penn Avenue East in Warren, the Blue Building by the Glade Bridge. Or call 814-688-0034. That's 814-688-0034.
Hi, this is Ryan Klein, the host of the new pop culture podcast, Me, Myself, and Rye. You can find me on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and several other platforms. Special guests, breakaway shows, bonus episodes, cold beers, and a whole lot more. So what are you guys and gals waiting for? Subscribe now to the Me, Myself, and Rye podcast on Spotify or wherever it is that you get your shows and start listening today.
My Hive, Joe's very own world of sports.
All right, we're back. It's gift card giveaway time. I've been looking forward to this part. The Elimination Chamber, or as I also called it, the Squid Game.
Like it.
Because the way this is going to work, and I explained it once before, is we have, I do have to update. We have 67 participants.
Okay.
Okay. So that means they followed all the rules. They liked, they shared, they did everything that they needed to do to qualify. So we have 67. I have a list. You can't see that, right? Shut your eyes real quick. All right. List. 67 people wrote down. I assigned everybody a number. Sketty is going to start hollering out numbers at me, and we are going to eliminate them until there are 3 remaining. The final 3 will each receive a $25 Amazon gift card. Are you ready to go?
Yep.
All right. Go ahead. Let's get her started.
12.
12's gone first.
We're getting rid of Tom Brady. He's out of here.
I like it. I have to edit each time.
Okay.
It could take a while. Maybe we'll do a couple numbers at a time.
Yep. I can do that.
Yeah, do that, and then that way I can get caught up. And so give me 5.
All right. We're gonna get rid of 6 and 23 for both LeBron numbers.
Okay.
1 and 67 because you're not going to be first or last.
Fair.
And then let's get rid of 7. I don't have a good reason. Just cause.
Just cause. Okay. So let me take this down and eliminate some people here so we know what we have left.
Okay.
So we're at there. And you did 12 was the first one. And then wait, you said 26 and what?
6, 23.
Okay. 6, I got rid of 23 and 67.
And 1.
Yeah, I got 1.
Okay.
All right. So here's what you got left.
That's what I got left. Okay.
I need 5 more.
I don't like the way 62 or 32 are looking at me. Same with 48, 41, and 35.
All right. Let me update here. So we did 32. We did 35. We did 41. 48. And 62. So I wasn't going to tell you who any of them are, but I'm going to tell you who 62 was.
Okay.
Joe Colosimo.
Even better.
He has been eliminated.
Oh, sorry about that, Joe.
Sorry, Joseph. Blame Sketty. He's picking the numbers.
It makes sense that he was 62. That's an average 9-hole score for him. So that's a good one.
He's gonna love that. We're making a snippet of this part so that I can post that video. That's
He'll
gonna be good.
appreciate that. All right.
All right, that's what you got left. Let's go with 3 this time.
3 numbers? Okay.
Yeah, it's just easier for me to keep track of.
Let's get rid of Steve Young and Joe Montana. 8 and 16 are out.
Okay.
And let's get rid of unlucky 13. Dan Marino.
All right. So 8, 16, and 13. Bam.
All right.
We're moving right along.
Let's go 31, 47, and 10.
31, 47, 10. 10. On. Where's the other ones? 31. And 47. They're on the naughty list. From Santa Sketty's naughty list.
I like that.
All right. Trimming them down.
60, 24, and 42.
All right. 60, 24, 42. All right. Give me 5. I think we can handle 5 again.
Okay, let's go 20, 25, 30, 40, and 45.
Okay, 25, 20, 25, 30, 40, and 45. So let me get them out of here for you. It's getting slim.
I think when we get down to 10, you should randomly announce who's left, and then we'll call them out one at a time as I eliminate them.
I can do that.
Okay.
When we get to 10.
Okay. So let's do, you want 5 more?
Yep.
5, 55, and 65.
5,
66.
66.
And 26.
All right. 5, 55. Oops. Wish there was an easier way to do this, but there really isn't.
I know.
I wish I could click on the number as it's a banner and get rid of it that way.
I should have just gave you 10 numbers, and that would have been our 10 finalists and eliminated randomly.
I like to eliminate all of them.
Yeah.
It's just more fun. I don't know. I like it.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Let's do. You know what? Let's do 53, 54, 56, 57, and 58.
53, 54,
56,
56.
57.
Oh, you're just going in a chunk right there.
I just don't like all those 50s together.
All right. 53 to 58. Gone. Let me cross them out here. All right. You're at how many we got left here? Oh, there's a handful. Go ahead and you can probably rip 5 more.
Yeah, let's do 34, 39, and 49.
34, 39, 49.
Yep. And then how about 11 and 3?
All right. So 3 is gone. 11 on. 34, 39, and 49. And that leaves us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, yeah, we got more to go.
Yep.
Go ahead. Fire off 5 more.
Let's go 17, 18, 27, 28, and 38.
All right. We're getting down to it now.
Oh boy. Let's get rid of 4, 14, 22, 46, and 63.
All right, 4, 14, 22, 46, 63.
Yep.
Oh, baby. What we got for 14, 22, 46, 63. All right, do you want to go names now?
How many are left? Yeah, I think we get 1, 2, 3. So there's 17 left, and we're gonna pick 3 winners, right?
Yeah. Go ahead and trim it to 12. Give me 5 more, and then we'll go with the names after that.
Okay, let's go with 36, 44, 52.
All right. 44, 36, 52. 36, 44. Did you only give me 3 there?
I thought I gave you, yeah, because that should have made it 15 left.
Yep.
Did you want 5 more? Or
Hold on. 1. Let's see how many we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now we had, because we had 17 and you gave me 3. So give me 2 more. Give me 2 more. Get me to 12.
Okay. Let's get rid of 51 and 37.
All right. So we are at 12, correct? Yep. All right. Let me count them up and make sure we're all good here. Yep, 12. Okay. So I'll give them to you in no particular order.
Yep.
Here's the final 12 remaining. We have Jason Hoffman, Rachel Freeling, Scott Arthur, Tim Monksgaard, Brian Lastman, Drew Gray, Christy Wallace, Cassie Damcott, Whitney Adams, Brian Campbell, Matt Noe, and Bill Nabinski.
Okay.
That is who's left in the tank.
All right.
So fire me off. What are we at? 12? Just
one at a time. We'll announce who's eliminated.
Yep.
All right. First one gone is 43.
Timmy Monksgaard.
Ooh, sorry, Timmy.
Survived a long time though.
He did. Are you going to eliminate that? Or
I'll eliminate it.
Okay.
Well, 43. Next on the chopping block.
61.
Drew Gray. So close. Yet so far.
2.
Whitney Adams. Good run.
29.
Jason Hoffman. Also a good run. This is getting good.
Let's go with Larry Bird. 33.
33. Rachel Freeling. Thanks for participating, Rachel. And we're down to 7.
64.
Christy Wallace. Thank you, Christy, for sharing and participating.
Let's get rid of 9.
Poor Bill Nabinski. He was wanting the Peppermill one when I talked to him anyways.
Man.
But he also said he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to watch because he's working. So
No. Let's get
down to 5. We got 2 more to go.
Let's get 50 out of there.
B. Lass. It's a shame because he's been giving us some hot picks, and the Lass's lock of the week's like 2-0 since he started posting that on there. All right, the final one.
Yeah, 59.
Cassie Damcott. Cassie, sorry, you were so damn close. So that leaves us with 3. I'm going to punch those into this graphic here. Your Elimination Chamber Squid Game Sketty Santa gift card giveaway champions, Brian Campbell, Scott Arthur, and Matt Noe. Thank you guys for participating. Thank you for liking and sharing and being a part of it. I was super impressed with that turnout, 66 people.
Yeah.
Maybe next time we'll be able to find a quicker way to get through it.
Yeah.
That was pretty non-technical the way we did pen and paper.
Right.
But it was fun. It was fun to see the names get crossed off and everybody who, chipped in to share the page and everything. So I'll reach out to all three of you with a figure out how I can Darren, the fact that 59 was in the Final Four is appalling. He's got
that's an accomplishment in golf. That made it a long way. 59, I was riding that.
Is Darren prepping for a loss in the desert on Saturday? Because he's awfully grumpy tonight, Cheer up, Darren. He said, don't patronize me. Now he's mad about 59. Somebody get that guy a drink.
I had logic for all those numbers. 59, just because that's like the big milestone in golf. You shoot 59, you've done something. Handful of guys have done it.
Yeah, I have not.
In
9 holes. Yeah, 9 holes. That's
9
true.
You have.
Yeah. So, Brian, Scott, Matt, I will get a hold of all of you. Obviously, I think 2 of you I'll have to mail them out to, so I'll get in contact with you for your information. Thank you, everybody, for participating. It was really cool. Like I said, we're going to try and do some more of this stuff. Don't forget also, we do have shirts for sale. I'll be posting more advertising for those over the next few days. I just didn't want to clog up the page this week because I wanted these posts we were going to share to get a lot more face time than the ads for the t-shirts. But we do got the t-shirts for sale, $25, 5 different colors, I think it is. If you look on the page, there is a post for them, but I'll be pinning an ad at the top of the page for everybody to see. But yeah, thank you everyone for participating. Oh, and I did want to give a special thanks to my mom, because when we initially talked about we were going to do 1-and-1 Peppermill gift card and Amazon gift card. Well, my mom went and bought 2 more and donated them for us to give away. So she always listens, and appreciate her, love her. Thank you for chipping in and helping make this a little more interesting with 3 winners instead of just 1. So again, congratulations to the winners. Thank you everybody for participating. Give a quick shout out to the sponsors: Swing Juice, Napoli's, Your Daily Local, Jones Pest Control, Means Sales and Service, Blue Line Auto, me, myself, and Rye podcast. Merry Christmas, everybody. Anybody you want to give a special Merry Christmas to, Sketty?
I don't. Just all the listeners out there. Everyone has a great holiday.
Everson Griffin.
He's off the hook for a little bit. They're not even going to make the playoffs. Him and Mike Zimmer, it's whatever.
You want to give a Merry Christmas to Derrick Henry watching the L tonight?
That is, yes. Thank you for getting injured. No, thank you to AJ Brown for deciding to come back this week. Son of a bitch.
I'm going to keep the theme the same with mine. My Merry Christmas goes out to Iman Shumpert, who just called out LeBron, saying that he knows that he ruined basketball. So kudos to that guy. Big set of nuts that he has for saying something like that. Appreciate him. But yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. We'll be back next week with the New Year's Eve edition. The last episode of 2021 will be episode 41. If you are interested in the live broadcast of the 3-bagger, we'll be back with that in just a few minutes. Going to do a quick show because I know Sketty's got to get himself together for the game here in 40 minutes. So thanks for listening. Till next time, take care. Be